ADHD and ADD. Probably about 2 years ago, I had Eric confirmed diagnosed with Covenant Healthcare, which is the Covenant Autism Center. It's actually located here in Bay City on Wilder Road. And instead of using the diagnosis of autism, they diagnosed him with social problematic communication disorder, which is another form, is what they said, another form of the autism Asperger spectrum. And that was what the diagnosis that they gave us back in August of 2015. So, and I'm tending to agree with Carrie with that too, and sometimes over diagnosing with the Asperger's or the autism, or even that way form of ADHD or ADD. You know, sometimes I think they over prescription diagnose, you know, and put them on medication when they don't need to be.
So he's not on medication any longer.
No.
So was medication ever suggested to you?
Yeah, Nicholas is on Ritalin. He's on Ritalin and he's on Wellbutrin because the side effect of Wellbutrin is to help with the ADD. So he did have ADHD when he was younger, but the H sort of dropped out as he got older, thank God. He literally ran up my wall, and it was like Spider-Man or something, but it was crazy. But yeah, thank God that's gone down to a D. But he's been on, in fact, he just had his Ritalin doubled because he's been on the same dose since he was 8.
Oh, right. So your body just
adjusts.
Right.
Yeah.
So what does the Ritalin do for him?
Yes, it helps him with his attention span, and yeah, he has a hard time staying focused with things, and with being at Delta and stuff, with the classes he has to stay focused, and he was really struggling this semester.
That's why his dosage changed.
And so, yeah, we upped his dosage by 5 milligrams. That didn't do it, so we upped it another 5, which doubles his Ritalin, and now he seems to be back to where he should be.
Good, good. And is he most comfortable in that place?
At Delta?
No, with his drug dosage.
Yes.
And
yes.
Does he know when he's?
He does.
And he conveys that to you.
Yes, I was.
That's good.
I was a little worried because I didn't know if he would, because we've never had to adjust it before. But he said he can feel that the medication is working now.
Oh, that's excellent.
Yes.
And that's another drug that was over-prescribed for a while. I don't think it is anymore. I don't think it's the doctor's go-to drug anymore. Do you?
I don't think so. I worked in mental health services most of my life, so I was really hesitant about putting him on Ritalin. I didn't mind the Strattera because it doesn't have an addictive type of thing.
Tell us, what is Strattera? What's that?
That is another medication for ADD. But he had a bad reaction to that, so the only option we had was this or nothing, and we tried with nothing throughout the summer, and you could see his distraction level was like off the charts. So we decided to try it, and he's done very well ever since.
Excellent. Yeah. It's I'm really against drugs, but for something like that, and if he knows and it's helping him, wow, then yeah.
Yeah, I'm not a go-to drug person either. So, but he does seem to be doing.
And that's why I admire you for trying without and knowing that he needed more. I admire that.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Again, good mom.
Thanks.
You're welcome. And I imagine you had some challenging times as these children were growing up. Would any of you care to share one of those moments with us?
Tyler's actually a really good kid, and he's never had the violent part where I think a lot of people think that anybody with autism has violent tendencies. He doesn't, but the only struggle I have is watching him not have friends. He wants to have friends. He's very social until he's met these few boys. A lot of people just weren't accepting of him. So my struggle is watching that sort of stuff happening with him.
And now still he's experiencing that?
Yeah.
And you mentioned that same thing.
I mean, he has the boys from this group now. Outside of that, though, he's not, ever invited to do things by people, or, they're nice to him in school and he thinks they're his friends, but he doesn't do anything with them outside. He doesn't know how to ask them, but he's also not asked. So that's kind of my struggle, that I feel sad for him that he doesn't have that normal teenage, I want to go out on a weekend.
Right. Yes, that would be difficult as a mom to watch that. Yeah. What about you, Carrie? Other Carrie.
Other Carrie. Nicholas, he faces the same thing. If he went to do something with a group in high school, he would consider them his friends. But they never asked him to do anything outside. That's what hurts me. He's never been a violent child. He's just the opposite, but he struggles with having friends. And of course, he'd like to have friends and a girlfriend and stuff like that outside the group. But don't get me wrong, he loves the group that he's in. They're such a wonderful bunch of kids.
So you're talking about the group, and that is what brought all of you together. Is that correct?
It is, yes.
So this is, there's lots of things for children.
Yes.
With Asperger's, with autism, with different learning abilities. But now, as the mothers of adult children with autism, understand that you're having a difficult time.
Yeah, there really isn't much out there for kids with autism, or even the ADD and OCD and things that come along with it after they're 18. It's sort of like, well, you're out of school now. Good luck.
Yes.
And but we have all of our kids go to a counselor that created this group for Asperger's kids, and that's how they all got to know each other. And moms, we went out to dinner while they were at their meetings and stuff. The meetings are held once a month, and it's just been phenomenal. I mean, they're just all great kids, and the moms are all like so much fun.
Mm-hmm. I can tell. So when we come back, we're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about maybe some of the changes that you've seen in them since they've been socializing a little bit more. And do they talk about, I'm going to ask you a whole bunch of questions about how they are as adults and as opposed to how they were as children. Okay, so we're going to be right back. Stay with us. We have our sponsor spotlight coming up next, and you're going to like it. So stay tuned.
I got some questions.
Let LC Makeup Artistry help you believe in your own beauty. Professional makeup artist and medical esthetician. She's an award winner for her airbrush makeup, skincare treatments, and hair removal. Call Laura at 989-493-2607 or visit her online at lcmakeupartistry.com. Thinking about buying or selling a house? You should call Jean Ann DeShano. She's a realtor with RE/MAX Results. Her number is 989-233-8380. Jean Ann DeShano with the RE/MAX of Michigan. Opinions expressed on the W4 Divas Women's Internet Radio Network are those of the host.
Is your dog stinky or too
Oops.
hairy? Is he a mess and you can't even get a brush through him? Take him to Rebecca Snyder's Grooming, located at 1113 Marquette Street, right here in Bay City. Her number is 989-545-9946. She has grooming, training, daycare, and boarding. That's Rebecca Snyder's Grooming.
Are your muscles tense, achy, or just worn out? Let Juliana Tacey Massage Therapy soothe your pain away. She's licensed, insured, and board certified. She will even come to your location. She can be reached at 989-684-8255.
New Beginnings Fair, Psychic Reading Center, Alternative and Holistic Health. Visit 1022 North Genesee Road, Burton, Michigan. Call 810-744-4077.
Wine glasses are full. The divas are ready. Now back to the Devolution Show.
And we're back. And we're going to take a little time out from this discussion that we're going to come right back to and talk to our sponsor, Spotlight, who is my weight loss and health coach. How are you, Brenda?
Hey, Deb, how are you?
I'm good. So I want to tell you that this is the last day of an 8-day cleanse. And I feel pretty good, except for my brain's not quite working as quickly as I want it to. It's like lagging a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why. But other than that, I felt pretty good. And I've gone down 1 notch in my belt.
Woohoo!
In 8 days, that's
awesome.
pretty good. And my husband said he could tell the difference. So tomorrow I get to weigh and measure. I haven't done it since the third morning. So
awesome.
Tell us a little bit.
Happy for you.
Thank you. And I'm so happy for you that you found me and I found you, because it's really good. And I needed this, and I think a lot of people do. So tell us how you got into this and the name of the product and all that kind of stuff.
Okay, great. Well, that's exactly how it happens. We share stories, and that's how I found it, through a friend of Carrie. My friend Carrie. The company's called St.Hilaire. It starts with an X, but it sounds like you're singing because it actually makes your body sing. So I saw my friend Carrie on Facebook about 3 years ago and saw all the different stories about weight loss and fibromyalgia, pain, diabetes, just all these different claims. And of course, I was a skeptic. And what really piqued my interest is when I saw a story about migraines, because I suffered from migraines for about 17 years. And that was my biggest thing. I could stand to lose some weight. I had some babies and life was catching up with me. It was, a little over 40. So when I saw the story about the migraines, it piqued my interest because I've had them for about 17 years and I would get 5 to 7 a month. And they would last 2 to 3 days long. So basically they were ruling my life. And with that, on top of that, I also suffered from severe fatigue. I couldn't stay awake during the day, couldn't go to sleep at night. I have hypothyroidism, Hashimoto's disease. I've had 2 back surgeries, a stomach surgery, and joint pain. And then recently, last year, was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis. So pretty much a hot mess. And so I called her up, I asked her what this is all about, and she's like, listen, it's an all-natural plant-based product that we use in synergy with good food. And you do an 8-day detox. When I heard those words detox, I was like, oh, great, lemon water and cayenne pepper. But with this,
that's right.
We eat real food, and they work together in synergy. It's like nutrients and vitamins and just good stuff. So like I said, I was a huge skeptic, so I took it to my doctor, but I also took it to my pharmacist because for some reason I trust them more with drug interactions than doctors. And they both told me the same thing. They said, whatever's in here is not going to hurt you if it doesn't help you. So that gave me the green light, but I was still balking a little bit. And my friend Carrie says, so let me ask you this. All the things that you did with the doctor, the headache clinics, the trials, the medications, did they ever offer your money back? And I'm like, well, no, because, it can be a racket sometimes. Not to mention, I tried to take medication back one time because I was just so fed up with paying, hundreds of dollars for migraine meds. It didn't work. And I went to the pharmacy. I said, this doesn't work. I want to return it. And they're like, yeah, lady, it doesn't work like that. So when she told me it was 100% money back guarantee, that's when I decided to take the leap in April of 2014. So I was expecting at least a headache, and day 1, 2, and 3, I had no headache. What I did notice was day 3, my energy level was incredible, and I hadn't had that in a very long time. Day 4, I hit a little speed bump, and I've had 2 back surgeries, so I have this disc that would swell for no reason. Well, that happened on my day 4, and I was put on bed rest. But I was determined to eat the food I was supposed to eat, take the supplements when I was supposed to take them, and finished out the 8-day detox just like you are doing. And day 9, I weighed in. I lost 9 pounds and 6 inches, which I was like really impressed because for those
Yes.
days I was literally sitting on my butt. But fast forward 3 weeks, I had lost 25 pounds.